that. So it looks like Biden's going to be the new president of the United States. You heard it here first.
Breaking news.
But let's assume that's the case. Let's assume that's the case. Yeah. What are the next 4 years? What do the next 4 years look like in the U.S.?
Well, look, I want to say it's a funny thing because I find it like Obama, I need to say this, is like pretty much my favorite president of all time by far. But we need to realize that Obama's presidency and Biden's vice presidency literally culminated in the election of Donald fucking Trump. And I think we need to like think about that in a more nuanced kind of way, because it's not as simple as 69 million people are racist. What is true is 69 million people have chosen, I mean, we're all racist, right? Like, so I'm just trying to, the world is racist, you know, I'm racist, you're racist, we all are fed the same racisms of the world, yes.
I don't like brown people.
Obama's presidency and everything preceding Obama's presidency, the Clintons, Bush, Reagan, these guys have done absolutely nothing economically to help like the world. We are more, the economic wealth disparities more now than it's ever been. And I find that if you actually address that issue, the other issues start kind of like toppling, you know? This is my personal opinion. And I find that Biden's not gonna, maybe he will, but I doubt it, you know? Like, it just doesn't seem like it given who his donors are. And if you're not addressing the main issue, people are gonna keep voting for Trump. They're like, we hate that he's racist, or maybe we like that he's racist. But that's not why they're voting. They're voting because they don't think the Democrats are going to do shit for them.
Sure, but here's the thing. Like you can see from his policy that he's not doing anything for poor people. He has given the tax break to the 1% with zero regard underneath, and no one of his supports that all go to that rally who are left out in the cold have seen this. They don't. No one is getting a yacht out of this. They are still as poor. They're poor.
But that's not true. That's not true. The U.S. economy was thriving under Trump's leadership, and specifically even the black community had never had more wealth.
Yeah, no, those are
the economy is not driven by jobs. It's not driven by money in the pockets of the working class, and that is completely true. The economy and the stock market, if you want to look at those as indicators, they're indicators of how businesses are doing.
Yeah,
right?
It's bullshit.
But let me ask you a question. When you're
let him finish.
Well, I think he is done now, right?
I'm saying, like, there is no living wage for the working poor. There is no tax break for the lower and middle class. All the tax breaks went to the 1%. So he has literally done less than nothing for these people.
It's not literally less than nothing, right? That doesn't make sense. Literally, it's not less than nothing, right? The problem is that you're analyzing the success of economy based on the people who are failing, right? Which, fair enough. Like, I understand that. So Biden's strategy, and now we're on to Biden's policies, is now you're going to tax the billionaires, you're going to tax the big corporations. So you're going to punish the employers, right? You're going to take away no, but that's what you're doing. You're taking away the economic incentive from the people who hire the working class potentially.
Okay, well, my problem with the incredible shovel load of shit that you're like tossing on an already stunning mitten, or
even though I studied economics in university.
Yeah, well, you studied it obviously from a certain point of view, which might have more to do with
from a correct point of view.
No, Milton Friedman, maybe Milton Friedman.
Okay, give me the economic argument where it makes more sense to incentivize.
Okay, are you saying
when there's no jobs for them to have?
Are you saying that those poor people are in that position because of a over-generous ruling class whose modus operandi is to get rid of as many capital costs as possible, which has been the drive of capitalism? Answer my question.
What do you think?
Answer my question.
Your question makes no sense. The problem.
Then I have no problem. I have no interest.
The problem is you're not going to win an economic debate with me. It's not going to happen.
I don't think I'm going to lose.
I'll make it very, very simple for you. Okay. If you punish the employer, right? If you punish the people who create the jobs, how does that help the economy?
Here's the
thing. This is a fundamental.
No, you improve the economy by putting more money into it, right? So if more people are able to buy things,
How do you
and
do that if
support
you don't
themselves-
create jobs?
Well, here's the thing:
You're not creating jobs.
You're literally saying to corporations, you can have tax breaks and you don't need to pay your employees, right? You can have both of those things. So if Biden comes in and says, okay, you now have to give everyone a working wage, they go, no, we don't want to do that because that's going to cost money. Okay, then we're going to tax you more since you're
Right.
not going to pay them, and give them an infrastructure for their lives so that they can survive. No, that's not
Right.
good.
And then you
either.
know what they do is they go and they set up their company in a different country. This is
Right.
called
They're already
international
doing it now.
economics. That's
So
why they're
how
creating
do-
the tax breaks.
Well, that needs
That's
to
why
be
they're creating the
talked
tax
about.
breaks, or they leave.
Who do you see? Okay, so who do you see? So what is your grand strategy for finding a way to improve the life of those who have been downsized? And it's not punishment, Bobby. It is a return to a tax base that these corporations have done everything in their power to break apart. So it is not punishment of them. It is, baby, you need to pay your fair share. And yes, you're going to move. Of course you are, because you're. I'm not going to.
I understand your moral philosophy, but it doesn't happen. Look what happened in New York, right? It's like, so Cuomo started to basically make things a little more difficult for the rich people in the state of New York. And what did they do? They started leaving, right? They said, okay, well, I'll go live in Connecticut. I'll go live in other states.
Do you think
Joe Rogan,
anyone is coming back? Do you think any of those companies who left, by the way, during periods of Republican control, because it didn't matter whether they were being taxed or not taxed in America, they could get a cheaper deal anyways?
it's the same thing as in the Canadian film industry. Okay, the Canadian whatever province offers the biggest subsidy, that's where all the production goes. So provinces are constantly competing against each other and we can I agree with you philosophically, but economically it's completely wrong, because the economic incentive is key. And one thing I do know about business,
with that.
one thing I know about business is people will always go where it's cheapest. That's why the Canadian government is always like manipulating economic instruments to downgrade the value of our dollar, because the higher our dollar is relative to the US dollar, the less production comes up here.
I absolutely agree with you. I hope you get my point, though, that there comes a point when you look at the wealth gains of the what was considered the working poor or workers or the middle class. It was all through incredible violence, storming the Bastille or whatever the hell you want to call it, and physically ripping monies back from those that were in situations of power. And it's going to happen again, as it has always happened. And then there will be a return of the movement of capital.
What do you think, Ravon? You're conspicuously silent.
I was going to say, Ravon, please let someone get a word in edgewise, would you? Come on.
Sorry, Bobby and I.
Well,
without Moody, like Lou and I just won't shut the fuck up. It's great.
No. And it's not like we disagree with each other. We're just both assholes.